Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack the incredibly beautiful, deeply interconnected worldview of the Native American people of the Southwest who call themselves the Dene, which translates to the people. Now, you probably know them as the Navajo, but their philosophy, it isn't just a collection of ancient myths. It's a living, breathing map for how to exist right alongside the natural world. So, let's jump right in and see how we can weave these ancient lessons into our own understanding of life.
I really want you to reflect on this for a second. How do we find inner peace when the world feels completely out of balance? In our modern, fast-paced lives, chaos is practically our default setting, right? We're constantly rushing, constantly feeling disconnected. But when we look at the grounding philosophy of the Dene, we find an entirely different approach to living. They offer this profound answer to our modern chaos, and it's deeply rooted in connection, respect, and above all, harmony.
Section 1. The Dene Bahane, the journey upward to the fifth world. Okay, let's dive into this. To truly grasp their philosophy, we have to start at the absolute macro level, the very beginning of everything. You see, the Dene creation story doesn't start off in some perfect paradise, not at all. It begins in the first world, which was small, dark, and pretty much unformed. Through a series of really intense trials and challenges, the people had to undertake this massive upward climb through subsequent worlds. And finally, guided by supernatural beings, they emerged into the fifth world. This is our current world, the one illuminated by the sun, the moon, and the stars. It's essentially this incredible journey of evolution and resilience, literally moving out of the darkness and into the light.
Moving on to Section 2, the Holy People, Builders of the World and Matrilineal Roots.
So as humanity entered this radiant fifth world, they weren't just left to figure things out on their own. They had help. They were guided by these sacred supernatural beings known as the Holy People, who basically built the world as we know it. Now, what's really interesting here is the figure of changing woman. She represents life, fertility, and the changing of the seasons. And because she actually created the four original clans, the Navajo culture traces its family history entirely through the mother's line. She is the beloved, literal heart of their matrilineal society. Then you've got first man and first woman, who set the foundation for human family roles. And finally, the hero twins, who are the sons of changing woman. They traveled the land defeating these chaotic monsters that made life dangerous, providing the ultimate model of courage and protection for the people. But here's the thing. Humans weren't alone in this new world, and they definitely aren't sitting at the very top of some hierarchy. Instead, the Dene view the animal spirits as their older brothers and sisters. These animals possess special powers, deep ancient knowledge, and they act as absolutely crucial guides for us.
A perfect and honestly kind of funny example of this is Coyote. He's incredibly complex. On one hand, Coyote is this clever teacher who brings vital wisdom and survival skills. But on the other hand, he is a totally foolish trickster who constantly makes mistakes and gets himself into ridiculous trouble. I love this because Coyote perfectly illustrates that life is just unpredictable. He reminds us with a healthy dose of humor that we can be incredibly wise one moment and entirely foolish the next. And you know what? That's just part of the natural order.
We also have other powerful animal allies. The eagle, for instance, is seen as a vital bridge between the earth and the heavens. It represents clear vision, perspective, and fierce protection. And then there's Spider-Woman. She is immensely important because she taught the people the sacred art of weaving. Now, in Navajo culture, weaving isn't just about making a blanket. It's a profound metaphor. It represents creativity, patience, and how every single thread of the universe is intricately connected to the rest. Section 3, the ultimate goal, finding the path of harmony. So, what does this all mean? All of these creation stories, the Holy People, are animal siblings. They all point toward a single, unifying philosophy. What is the profound destination this entire spiritual journey is building toward? Really, what is the ultimate goal of life for the Dene? The answer boils down to one absolutely crucial word, Hojo. Now, it's hard to translate into just one English word, but Hojo is essentially a state of total balance, harmony, beauty, and peace. It's the profound realization that you are not just an isolated individual. Hojo is a holistic view that requires deep reciprocity. It means living in perfect sync with nature, respecting the spirits, giving back to your community, and recognizing that plants, animals, and humans all share the exact same spirit. When you truly respect the world around you, that's when you achieve inner peace. Section 4, Healing Ways, Restoring the Balance. But look, let's be real. Life happens. Sometimes that beautiful balance gets broken. When a person falls out of Hozo, resulting in illness or just bad luck, the Dene don't just pray about it. They perform what are called healing ways to actively restore that broken harmony. One of the most visually stunning of these is Ika-a, or sand painting. I want you to picture this right now. Imagine sitting on the earth floor of a traditional hogan. A medicine man is carefully pouring these intricate, highly detailed patterns of colorful, crushed minerals and sand right onto the ground, creating images of the secret beings. And you, the patient, you sit directly inside the painting itself. It's this incredibly immersive experience where ancient healing energy washes over you, pulling you back into balance.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate lesson of the sand painting. There's a guiding thought here. Beauty is a temporary gift, and we must always return what we take. Because here is the truly amazing part. After the hours or sometimes even days it takes to create this breathtaking art, and once the healing is done, the sand is entirely destroyed. It's swept up and scattered right back into the earth. It is a profound lesson in non-attachment, a reminder that everything we pull from the earth must eventually be returned.
Alongside the visual art of the sand painting, there's an auditory component that is just as vital. Music is the absolute heartbeat of these rituals. During a healing way, traditional chants are sung continuously for hours, sometimes even days. By vocally performing these ancient songs, the Dinea actually reenacting the creation of the world. It acts as this incredible sonic bridge, connecting the physical world directly to the holy people to summon all that harmonizing energy.
Finally, Section 5, Life as a Ceremony, the Everyday Ritual. So harmony isn't just something you practice when you're sick. For the Dine, life itself is a ceremony. You see this integrated everywhere in their daily lives. Take their traditional homes, called hogans. They are deliberately built with their entrances always facing east, perfectly aligning the family with the rising sun and the cosmos. Or think back to Spider-Woman. When a blanket is woven, it isn't just a chore. It is an act of deep, profound intention. From the east-facing doorways of their homes to the mindful weaving of a blanket, the Dine prove that true peace comes from treating all of life as a sacred, interconnected ritual of gratitude. Which brings us to our final, provocative thoughts. If you treated your daily life as a sacred ritual, how would your world change? What if your morning coffee, your commutes, or even just how you speak to a stranger was done with the intention of maintaining Hojo, maintaining balance, beauty, and interconnectedness? The wisdom of the Dene is a beautiful invitation to look at the world and our older brothers and sisters in nature with deep respect. So take this philosophy, weave it directly into your own modern life, and just see how the harmony follows. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep seeking that balance.